Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Pseudos Crochet and More. This is your host Crystal, and behind me is Brownie, and Bella is in here too, but she's on the floor. I am actually recording this on Saturday, September 28th. No, 27th. Wow. 27th. Tomorrow's the 28th of 2025. Today is the reveal of what I made from my hooks and needles box, and of course I don't have it right by me. Hooks and needles. Hooks and needles. So there was, of course, they do three different types of patterns: beginner, intermediate, and advanced. And I chose to do the advanced. I think I'm showing this to you guys the right way. Yes. Okay. Yes. Just making sure I have it the right way. So this was called the Dreamy. I'll show you the picture here in the booklet. I have it right here. The Dreamy Baby Blanket. Now, it does show it in orange, but the orange is actually what they gave us is yellow. I would not consider this a baby blanket. I would consider it a baby throw, because even in the picture that they provided to show how it would look, is not even covering the baby. I mean, you don't want to cover the baby all the way up, but it's only covering just below the shoulders, let's say abdomen line, and the legs. So I'm not sure why they consider this a baby blanket. To me, it would be more like a lovey for somebody. I mean, you use your own judgment. And now it does kind of curl up no matter which way I'm holding it in the bottom part. And I think that might be because they didn't do the smaller corners, the points of the star, because this is a 12-point star blanket. They did it after each color. So where the white is at is where they did just one double crochet, chain two, one double crochet, instead of two double crochet, chain two, two double crochet. So some rows had more space between one and the other. This was very, very splitty yarn. This is what I have left of it, of the four colors. This is what I have left of the yellow, the light purple, the darker purple, and the white. And you know, I would have thought that I would have had less of the white because I used it to start the blanket and do one row in between the colors. But I think there's actually more here than that was left in the yellow. I could be wrong. Could be about the same, close to it. Because there was 4 rows of the yellow used. I was going to go back and add more to it to make it a little bit bigger, but when I realized how much I had left of each one of them, I didn't feel safe enough that there was going to be enough to go around completely at least once or twice. So I said, no, I'll just leave it the way it is. Now, I do like the softness of this yarn. It is very, very soft. It is called cushy cotton, or soft, cushy soft. It's 50% cotton and 50% soybean fiber. And if you watched my unboxing, I did look up to see what that meant. And I gave a description on the soybean fiber. But it is a very, very splitty yarn because it's like plied together. Let me see if I can find. So it's just the 3 or however many strands together it is. And I can pull this apart to show you what I mean. So it is very, very splitty. I did use the recommended hook size, which was a 3.5 millimeter, or in something E4, I think it was called. I don't remember. Now I don't even know where my hook's somewhere. I had my hook here somewhere. Maybe it's in the living room where I normally crochet. Oh, 1 second. Okay. So I did use the recommended hook size. The pattern was very easy to follow. If you know how to double crochet, chain, I don't see how this could be an advanced pattern, but somebody who's never done this before, which I haven't done, I thought it was pretty easy. It may look intimidating, but once you get going, it's just like, and I actually had a spot where I boo-booed, and I'll show you if I can find it, because I forgot to skip two to make the divot in one of them. That's not it. It was on a purple. It was on a purple. Is that it? No, because I skipped them. No, hold on. I don't know. I can't even find it now. But I did keep crocheting because I was just so into it that I forgot to skip the two. And then on the next row, because it was so far back, I was like, I'm not going to mess with it. And I bet, and now I can't even find where I did it at. Because that's just how it worked up. Maybe there it is. Nope. No, I can't even find it now. But there was a spot in the purple that I just kept crocheting because I was waiting for my husband to get home. And I stayed up. I stayed up, I don't remember. I stayed up for some reason for my husband, whether it was he was getting ready to come home from his work, or it was, I was waiting to call him to make sure that he arrived at his destination safely. So I forgot to skip the two. But I made sure to keep an eye on that going forward. But this is what it looks like. I don't know. I had not measured it because I don't think I've ever been able to lay it flat yet. So let me see if I can. And I have a tape measure. This is the first time I've made this style of a blanket, like I said, and it is very easy. There's other people that have different ways of how they do it on their channel, and I was thinking about making up my own version of this, but we'll see, because I just don't, so that is that, and I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10 because of the splitty yarn. Everything else was really good about it. It was, like I said, very easy, very, I did not, other than that one spot where I can't find now, where I forgot to skip the two to make the valley back up to the peak, I really didn't have any trouble with it, other than having to redo some of the stitches, because when I pulled it through and everything, I only pulled part of the yarn because it split the thread. It split through the thread, or I grabbed it and it split right through it. And I'm like, nope, I have to change this. Now I'm going to call this, for me, the Vikings baby blanket, because these are pretty close to the Vikings colors. If you're you know about football, watch football. My father-in-law was a diehard Vikings fan. And when I crocheted this, I was like, this could just be a little Vikings blanket. That's, I know they're calling it the Dreamy Baby blanket in the Hooks and Needles box, the pattern set, but the colors that they gave us are screaming Vikings. Now, if this is the first time you're seeing about Hooks and Needles, it is a monthly subscription. You can actually stop for a time, which I am going to be doing. I am going to try out Mary Maxim Crochet Club and the Afghan Club, which is every 3 months. I'm not sure when I'm going to get my first box or my first delivery of that. Hopefully soon. So this is going to take a break for a while, which is great because I can do that with Hooks and Needles. I know there's been some controversy, whatever. People have been saying things about Hooks and Needles online. I've watched all the stuff. and I'm taking into consideration of how I feel about it. But for right now, I'm going to take a break from hooks and needles. So when I do get back to hooks and needles, I will let you guys know, when I get my next box on this. Now, if you do decide to subscribe, try it out. It is $39.99 per month. Let me make sure. And they do also have knit boxes and amigurumi boxes. Let me just pull them up real quick. And they are doing right now for your first box, you can get 20% off if you enter first box 20 at checkout. So you can check it out that way with getting 20% off. But the knit and crochet boxes are $34.97. Each box. Now they do have a thing where you can get both boxes. I don't know if they give you a discount or not, but every month that you do get a box, you do get some, like reward points that you can use on future boxes. I did use it on this one. So that was a great savings because I had almost $20 saved up, and I'm like, I'm going to use it this month. So, and like I said, you can, if you need to stop it for a while, you can just keep postponing it until you're ready to pick back up, and then you can restart it. If you want to, you can just try it for a month and cancel it altogether. It's not gonna, if it's something you're like, let me just try it out for a month, you can do that. But you would have to go in back and make sure that you cancel it before your next delivery is scheduled, which is when you do your first box, they do it right away. And then the next month they bill you every 7th or 9th of the month. I think it's the 7th. Let me see. Yeah, it's the 7th of the month going forward. Again, I will have an affiliate link in the description box below. If you click on it and you purchase anything, whether it's a subscription box or just their merchandise, which they do sell yarn separately. They sell accessories like hooks, winders, knitting needles, everything. Go back. Okay, why isn't this going back? My computer's being funky. Okay, no. Okay. No. Is this not? That's weird. It's not letting me go back. Okay. Okay, and then of course they have the amigurumi box, which is $29.97, and that's the same way that it's with the crochet and knitting box, where you get it monthly. And if you use it for that's if you're more into amigurumi. They have changed those kits because it used to be just one option, and now they're giving you multiple options to make with the newer boxes. So if you're into that, or you know that somebody is, you can always get it for them and let them try it out for a month as well. And I know I have a Christmas hat on. You're probably thinking, it's not even Christmas yet. Well, for me, it's almost October. And according to the news the other day, we have less than 100 days left for Christmas. So it's coming fast. So if this would be a great gift for Christmas. They do have where you can do prepaid plans as well, for knitting and crochet. You cannot do it unless you reach out to them. They don't have one for the amigurumi. So you could pay for a year worth for somebody, and they can always stop it and start it back up when they're ready to too. They get to use that full year. So, and right now, let me see here. Yeah, they have, they also have patterns that they sell, cutting tools, crochet hooks, knitting needles, So you name it, they pretty much have it. Again, it's, you know, if you want to try something once, that's great to try. It's nice to get stuff from different countries. I'm still trying to figure out if it's actually worth the price, and the patterns that you get with the yarn that you get. Now, again, as I mentioned before in my unboxing of this month, I do get 2 extra things of yarn, which I took the one off of this one. This one here, I tested to see how thick it was, and I think I'd come up with a 2 or 3 weight. They're classifying it as a 4. So it's very, this one's called Cozy Drift, and it's 100% acrylic. It's 120 yards. They're recommending a 5mm crochet hook with this. I would actually use probably a 4.5 with this, maybe even a 4. It just depends on if it works well. So that is my review of this box. If you stayed to the end, what did you think of the finished product? Have you ever tried hooks and needles? Were you happy with it? Did you have problems? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, well, until next time, I hope you all stay safe, stay crafty, stay cool or warm wherever you're at, because this weather's been really wacky here where I'm at. It's been really cold in the mornings and kind of getting up in the daytime. So, all right, bye-bye.